Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us at our weekly press conference here at Metro Hall this week. We've got some exciting announcements to talk about. I'm, of course, happy to take any questions from the media following that. But first, I wanted to give an update from the National Weather Service on the likelihood of severe weather this afternoon and into this evening. Currently, we've been advised by the National Weather Service that severe weather chances are the greatest between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. this afternoon. And there may be a few strong to severe storms that come through the area, which of course have the risk of producing significant wind and tornadoes, as we saw last week. Dangerous weather can strike, sometimes without warning, as was the case last week. So we want everyone to be aware of this risk, everyone to continue to stay up to date on the latest with weather. We and National Weather Service, and I'm sure all the local media, will continue to provide information and warning. But one thing I want to again encourage everyone to do is to sign up for Lens Alert. Lens Alert is a free service provided by Louisville Metro government that provides emergency alerts directly to your home, to your phone. Whether it's weather emergencies, as might be needed later today, whether it's emergency things related to other activities that happen around the community, please sign up for Lens Alert. It is free, and truly we've already seen that Lens Alert, combined with the Smart 911 feature that's also embedded into that, has saved lives in this community. For example, when you sign up for Lens Alert, you can also sign up for Smart 911, which means if you call 911 from your cell phone, the 911 call taker will have information about you and your location that it can use to provide emergency assistance more rapidly. We had an individual whose life was saved. His house was on fire. He was in a smoke-filled room, could not talk well. But because that he was on the system, the dispatcher was able to just ask him a yes or no question. Are you home? He said yes. The call taker knew where he was, even though it was on a cell phone, because of the information in the Smart 911 system, and that saved his life. Similarly, there's a texting feature available on Smart 911 where you can text with emergency dispatchers. And I've been told about another story where I believe a life may have been saved, where a woman who was at risk of from violence from, I don't know if it was her husband or her boyfriend. She was hiding in a closet, couldn't speak because she didn't want him to know where she was, and was able to text with the Smart 11 feature so that help could arrive to bring her to safety. So again, please sign up for Lens Alert, whether it's severe weather, whether it's an unexpected emergency situation. This is a great program. We have over 50,000 people that have signed up. To sign up for Lens Alert, you can text you can text Lens Alert, LENS. That's a Louisville Emergency Notification System alert, Lens Alert, to 67283. I would also encourage all of the local media stations to reach out to our emergency management agency, to Jess Wethington there. If you all would help us promote this to the community, to talk about what the system is, to do some profile stories on this. It really is a true public service that we want everyone in Louisville to sign up for Lens Alert. So again, text Lens Alert to 67283. And one more item before we go on, just going back to last week's storm, I want to give a giant shout out. We'll do our Louisvillians doing good at the end of our press conference today. But I want to also give a special shout out to Vincent James and his entire team at Dare to Care. Based on the impact of the storm last Thursday, today Dare to Care is hosting an emergency food pantry for neighbors in the Parkland neighborhood. And so folks who were affected by the storm, who may have lost power and lost some of their food, are welcome to drive through this pop-up pantry or walk or drive there. The pop-up pantry is this afternoon, sponsored by Dare to Care, at 2 p.m. at 1200 South 28th Street. That's 2 p.m. at 1200 South 28th Street. And folks who need food relief but aren't able to make it to this afternoon's pop-up pantry can reach out to Dare to Care, and they can find a way to get it to you if you go online at daretocare.org/gethelp. Again, that's daretocare.org, and I just want to thank our partners at Dare to Care for what they're doing today and what they do every day to help people who are experiencing food insecurity Our goal is in partnering with Dare to Care and other organizations around the community that we no longer have people in our community who do have food insecurity. That is our goal, and working with partners like Dare to Care, one day we hope to accomplish that. So on to our official business of the day as well, beyond encouraging people to sign up for Lens Alert and to be aware of severe weather risk later this afternoon. If my colleagues from Louisville Public Health want to come on up, we've got an exciting announcement to make. Our focus in Louisville Metro government is making our city safer, stronger, and healthier. All of our departments, all 30 plus of our departments around Louisville Metro government are helping us achieve that mission every day with the work they do. None of them more specifically helps us with part of this than the Louisville Metro Department of Public Health and Wellness. Louisville Metro Department of Public Health and Wellness does incredible work, like helping new mothers care for their babies and for themselves, like monitoring and alerting us to public health threats as we all saw during the pandemic, participating in academic research so we can better understand how to improve the health of people in every part of our community, particularly where there's been inequality and disparities, and also leading our efforts to achieve greater health equity across the entire city so that everyone in every neighborhood, from every neighborhood, can live long, quality, healthy lives. Our Department of Public Health and Wellness does all of that and much, much more. To do that, it takes a great team and it takes great leadership. And so today, I'm honored to be joined by Connie Mendel and Dr. Inder Singhal. Connie has been our interim. She's been with the Public Health Department for a while. She's currently our interim chief health strategist. And Dr. Inder Singhal, he joined last year, and he's interim medical director right now at this time. In May of last year, I appointed them to these two interim positions, and they've both done outstanding jobs. Here are just a few of the examples of what they have led the public health and wellness team over the past year. They've helped lead the distribution of opioid settlement funds by serving as co-chairs of the Opioid Settlement Advisory Board. They've helped us save lives by making naloxone more available through the community, which helps prevent overdose deaths. In connection with that work, they've made progress in getting people connected with harm reduction, treatment, and recovery services. They've secured millions of dollars to help us expand the Healthy Start program, which helps new mothers and their infants. They've also helped us to secure more funding for the Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program and to implement the new lead rental registry ordinance that Metro government has been implementing. And there's a whole lot more beyond that. So Connie and Inder, I want to thank both of you all so much for your amazing work. And I'm excited to keep moving forward. And one way to do that is to remove the interim titles from your titles effective immediately. So first, let me introduce Connie. Connie has devoted her career to public service in the field of public health. She has a long list of career accomplishments. Just to mention a couple of them, Connie oversaw the efficient and effective treatment the over $53 million in federal funds that the CARES Act and the American Rescue Plan provided to the city of Louisville as part of our COVID-19 response. And under Connie's leadership, this department secured a $9.5 million grant from the CDC. And now she's overseeing a historic investment in the department workforce. So I'm proud to share a few words with you, the Louisville Department of Public Health and Wellness Chief Health Strategist, Connie Mendel. Connie?
Hi. Thank you, Mayor, for this incredible opportunity to continue the work that we're doing. I value your confidence in me and Dr. Singhal to help make Louisville a healthier city. I'm just grateful for this opportunity to work and lead our department, working with over 350 dedicated experts in public health, our public health workforce. There's still so much work to be done. We all know that. Public health is complicated. It aligns with all of Mayor's goals for the city. When we talk about a safer city, a healthier city, you know, gun violence is public health. Obviously, substance use disorder is public health. Thrive by Five, phenomenal program recently introduced. Healthy children, healthy families, which we dedicate a big part of our workforce. That is creating a healthier community and healthier opportunities. All of the initiatives around Metro government in public health. I like to say public health is a team sport. We certainly cannot do it alone. Just earlier today with the talking with Gretchen Hunt with the Office of Women, public health. You can't show me an initiative going on in Metro government that doesn't relate to public health and everything we do. Housing, people need safe, healthy housing, and that's the work that will be improved. Safe housing with the lead rental registry that was rolled out that Mayor mentioned. So there's so much to be done. I am incredibly passionate about the work that I have spent my career doing, and look forward to much more opportunities and the challenges that brings. So again, thank you, Mayor, for this opportunity. We're going to prove your decision is a good one.
I know that's the case. Thanks, Connie. Thank you, Connie. No proof needed. You've done an excellent job and excited about the future for you. Working also with Dr. Inder Singhal. Dr. Inder Singhal is the new executive director of the Louisville Department of Public Health and Wellness. Dr. Singhal has been serving patients across Louisville since 2003 as a retina specialist, and he's passionate about finding solutions to address inequalities in healthcare, in education, in affordable housing. He is the founder of the Adarsh Charitable Foundation, where he and his wife and others work to improve the lives of others through healthcare and other means to help lift them up. And outside of his professional work, he volunteers extensively both here in Louisville and abroad as well. And even with all of his professional and other civic commitments, he recently got an MBA in 2019 from Bellarmine University. Dr. Singhal is always looking to learn. He is a wonderful leader. He is a fantastic doctor, and I know he is going to provide great continuing leadership to the Louisville Department of Public Health and Wellness. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Executive Director of the Public Health and Wellness Department, Dr. Inder Singhal.
Wow. So thank you, Mayor and Deputy Mayor George. It is truly an honor and a privilege to serve your administration in the city of Louisville. I have learned so much since I joined as interim medical director about a year ago. I don't think many people in our community know what all Louisville Metro Health and Wellness does on a daily basis to keep us safe. I know both Connie and the mayor alluded to some things. List is long. I'm not going to bore you. It will take 2 hours if I go through everything, but I'll mention a few things and repeat some things. We plan, our team plan and prepares and practices responses for disasters or pandemics like COVID. LUVAX under Louisville Metro Health and Wellness was an extremely successful program. We protect people from illness spread through mosquitoes or any of those insects. If you see our team in the evenings fogging in the areas, they've been doing this in this season to make sure that we protect you from mosquito-borne diseases. We make sure the food we eat at our favorite restaurants is safe. We prevent environmental hazards. Nick is here, who's leading the environmental department at Louisville Metro Health. We test for lead, which can cause harm to our children and their growth and development. We ensure mother, children, and their families have access to care and food. With our WIC program and Healthy Start, we serve over 15,000 families in Louisville. We enforce laws, the smoke ordinance. We prevent safety hazards at hotels, the pools, and the tattoo parlors. We connect people to medical care, services, sport, and recovery. But we are one of the very few health departments with an embedded Center for Health Equity, where we meet our community members, community leaders, and we analyze data, and then we come to address the health inequities. I want to talk about health inequities a little bit here. Health inequities are a reality, is a reality for thousands of our neighbors in Louisville and millions of Americans. It's a reality that needs our urgent attention. It's a glaring barrier that prevents individuals from achieving their fullest potential. One's zip code should not be a determinant of one's life expectancy. One's color of skin or gender should not be a determinant of one's ability to access care and have good care or quality care. Access to health care, healthy food, clean environment, affordable housing is not a privilege. It's a basic human right. We must invest in our community and community-driven solutions so we address the root causes for these inequities and empower communities. Louisville Metro Health and Wellness has launched its 2024 Community Health Assessment and Community Health Improvement Plan. We are reaching our community, we're learning what they need to live healthy lives. Along with our community partners, leaders, we'll soon present a roadmap towards helping everyone live a healthy life and thrive. We can find sustainable solutions, but it requires time and perseverance. There are no quick fixes to this. Our Louisville Metro Health team is leading the charge. Together, we do have the power to redefine what it means to live in an equitable society. In the past 6 months, we have made great progress. We have been working with JCPS and our community partners like Galen and Sullivan School of Pharmacy to close the immunization gap at JCPS. There are about 25,000 students who are either not fully immunized or not immunized. With help of our community partners, we're doing pop-up clinics and closing that gap. We are working with VisionWorks to provide glasses in classes so to avoid, to fix the problem of accessibility. When we interviewed these people, we're learning it's not the lack of desire of parents to take their children for exams or glasses or immunization. It's due to accessibility barrier. And accessibility is not just not having transportation, it's accessibility to hours when parents can come, language, and then, of course, financial barriers. I think the problems are fixable. Together, we can solve all these problems if we have the willpower, if we persevere, if we have the grit. Some will say the problems are too big. I will say so is our determination. And we will together will make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Inder and Connie. Thanks for your service, and thanks for continuing to lead the way with you and your colleagues at Louisville Public Health and Wellness. Next, we have to share an update and a request from our friends at Louisville Metro Animal Services. Summer is a time when a lot of animals come through, and we want to do everything we can to find animals that come into Louisville Metro Animal Services, find good, loving homes for the animals in our care. Dogs, I can speak from firsthand experience, really are such a positive part of people's lives. I did not grow up a dog person. I did not grow up with a dog in my family, but about 10 years or so ago, my wife Rachel overrode my veto and brought home River. And River has just been such a positive part of our family, positive part of my life. Regardless of what happens in the day, there is nothing better than being greeted by your dog at home when you come home from a tough day at work. And River provides so much joy and love to my family, just as I know dogs do for families all across our city. And we would love for more people that want to have a pet, that are prepared to care for a dog. We have an opportunity through Louisville Metro Animal Services. We know that having a pet also comes with responsibility. And so people need to be aware of that. And part of the reason we have so many dogs at Louisville Metro Animal Services is because people that are not ready for that responsibility have them. But that's what LMAS is here for. And that's what we will continue to take care of them. And we will continue to look for more great homes for the dogs that are at Louisville Metro Animal Services. So I'd like to introduce one of my great colleagues from Louisville Metro Animal Services, Stephanie Jackson. Stephanie has a great friend with her here today in honor of the NASCAR street race that was in Chicago over the weekend, last weekend. She has brought with her, straight from inspired by Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby. So Stephanie, I invite you and Ricky Bobby to come up and say a few words. Oh, Kevin's got Ricky Bobby. Okay. Stephanie, please join us.
Thank you all for having me. Thank you, Mayor. I've never done this before, so please bear with me. I'm super excited to introduce Ricky Bobby to you. He is an adoptable dog that came in 2 months ago after a citizen called him in as injured. He had pretty gnarly wounds all over him. He was covered in road rash. We'll save the details that I love to share, but he has recovered. And since then, he's just been hanging out in the shelter waiting for a family. He's great with dogs. He's great with kids. He's house trained. He rides really well in the car. All the qualities that any family would want in a dog, Ricky Bobby has. He also has 2 first names, which is pretty cool. We are waiving adoption fees right now for all pets, so Ricky Bobby's adoption fee is waived. He comes microchipped, neutered, up to date on vaccines, and so until July 31st, Bissell Pet Foundation is sponsoring all adoption fees for pets. So if you're interested in kittens, puppies, small dogs, big dogs, we have all those things. We have a fit for every lifestyle at your city shelter. Some ways that anyone in this room could help us right now is to take action by just sharing our social media posts and speaking to people you know about the crisis at our shelter, which is overpopulation. In the last 9 days, we've taken in over 200 pets. That's not sustainable for our shelter. So we need help from our community, and we really appreciate the opportunity to come and share with you the good news and the hard news. The good news is we did host one of our very first free microchip clinics where we microchipped 154 pets in Louisville, so that hopefully will help reunite pets faster and they don't have to stay at the shelter. The rising vet care costs and evictions, as well as lack of pet-friendly housing, is a big problem for pet owners in our community. Encouraging landlords to allow pets of any size and any breed, and asking pet owners to carry renter's insurance is a really good way to combat this issue and keep pets with their families. We want to continue building with our partners in the community. We're working together with a lot of local businesses to try to get more pets pictures out there, get them visited at their stores and storefronts. I want to thank the mayor for allowing me to come here today. And if you're interested in Ricky Bobby, you can come to Animal House. We're located on Newburgh Road. And again, him and all of his friends have free adoption fees. But the good news is we do not stop the actual adoption process. So people are still going to be screened and things like that prior to adoption.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And please, I encourage everyone to take the great advice that Stephanie gave. If you have not microchipped your pet, please do so. Contact Louisville Metro Animal Services if you need some help doing that. There are ways to do that for free. And also, please spay and neuter your animals as well. As you heard, we have a challenge with there are so many dogs coming in to the Animal House at Louisville Metro Animal Services. That is not sustainable. Please be responsible. If you do have a dog, please spay and neuter your pets. And finally, come on, you want to come up with the whole family? You guys can all come up. Come on. It's another great time of the week when we get to celebrate another person in Louisville who's doing wonderful things to help improve our community, to help make our city safer, stronger, and healthier. And today, I'm proud to recognize a young Louisvillian, Genesis Hatchett. Genesis is 18. She's a recent graduate of Manual High School in YPass, and she's active with the educational nonprofit HHN2L, which stands for Hip Hop into Learning. She's a member of the musical group, the Young Prodigies, which I hope you've had the chance to see and experience. It's a wonderfully talented group. And this past May, Genesis represented Hip Hop into Learning in the city of Louisville by participating in a panel discussion organized by Columbia University and the United States Department of Justice. The subject of discussions was the legacy of Brown versus Board of Education. Genesis earned a spot by joining a group of students who dedicated themselves for 3 weeks to learn about the Brown versus Board of Education decision. She participated in a local panel for a chance to present at Columbia Law School. She and another student, Love Eden, were chosen by a group of community leaders for the panel at Columbia. And then, because Genesis did so well presenting at the Columbia panel, she was asked to participate in a similar panel at the Department of Justice. Genesis, I'd like to thank you so much for your interest in this topic, for your engagement, for your willingness to not just learn about our history, but to share your perspectives, to share your ideas, to share your input, and to be an inspiration to others as more people need to learn about our history, need to get engaged in important conversations like issues regarding Brown versus Board of Education. You are an inspiration not just for young people, but people all across the entire community. And so I'd like to present you as one of our distinguished citizens in the city of Louisville. Thank you so much, Genesis. Great, congratulations. Thank you. Oh, you're going to say a few words, even better. Okay, great. Please, Genesis.
Hello, everyone. I am deeply honored to accept this award. First and foremost, I want to extend my sincerest gratitude to everyone who considered me for this incredible recognition. I'd also like to thank God for blessing me with so many opportunities. This moment is truly humbling, and I am grateful to be standing here today. I've been blessed to be very active in the activism community, and I have gotten to help a lot of people in the last couple of years, most notably in the organization I'm a part of now called Hip Hop into Learning and the Real Young Prodigies, that was founded by two of the greatest people I've ever met, Antonio and Nairi Taylor. Being part of this organization has given me countless opportunities to use my musical gifts to create a platform for good by putting lyrics to action, like speaking at Columbia Law School, performing at Harvard, and speaking at the Department of Justice. I'll always be blessed to have the opportunity to lift up communities and to help someone in need. And I think there's something so beautiful about having people that consistently stand beside you and help you achieve the things that you envision to create a better and a brighter future. Throughout my time getting to help work towards this future, I've gotten to meet so many people and hear tons of stories of many different walks of life. I found that some of the best leaders and biggest community helpers are not always the ones who came from a huge platform or following, or the ones who were constantly put in the spotlight, but the regular people who simply saw a need and decided to fill it out of the kindness of their hearts or even desperation to create a safer environment for the next generation. I'm inspired by the givers who have to sacrifice something every time they give. The people like my mom and dad who I grew up watching give even when we didn't have much to give. I also never fail to be inspired by the resilience of the Black community who stand behind me and consistently make sure that I know that they are proud of me. When I accomplish something, they continue to scream it from the rooftops and let everyone know what I've done. Those are just a few examples of the reasons I'm able to achieve the things that I've achieved. And lastly, I want to leave you all with two quotes. The first quote is from the great author and poet Amanda Gorman in her famous inaugural poem that says, "There is always a light if only we are brave enough to see it, and if only we are brave enough to be it." In times of my life when it feels like we've been fighting for the same things over and over, it isn't easy to try to be a light. But I have to be brave enough to speak and perform in anxiety-inducing places because the change that we seek is necessary. And lastly, a quote that I've consistently read to help lift my spirits. Part of being a helper is getting to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And sometimes seeing those things just makes me want to cry and lose my faith because it can start to feel like I have no power as a young Black girl. But the great Useni Eugene Perkins once said, "Hey, Black child, do you know you are strong? I mean, very strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, Black child, be what you can be, learn what you must learn, do what you can do, and tomorrow the nation will be what you want it to be." Thank you very much.
I understand Genesis is headed to Kentucky State this fall, one of our state's two great HBCUs. Congratulations on your successes, and we're excited to keep you in Kentucky and keep you engaged. Thank you so much. And before we get to questions from the media, I want to remind everyone about a great new series of events that we're launching later this fall that I want to encourage people around the entire city to sign up for and participate in. This is called the Planet Fitness Mayorthon. It's no surprise that I love to run. I've been running for many years. It helps me with my physical and mental health, I believe. And it's a great way to get outdoors, to see different parts of the city, to meet new people, to stay engaged, and most of all, just be healthy and clear your mind. And whether you're a runner, whether you're a walker, whether you do a little bit of both, getting outside and participating in organized activities, I find to be a great way to see parts of the city, to meet new people, to be inspired, to learn, and to stay healthy. So that's what the Planet Fitness Mayorthon is all about. It's a 4-race series, and there are 2 new races that are part of this. It's in about 2 months. First race will be an existing race, the Louisville Pure Tap 5K on September 7th. Planet Fitness has sponsored this entire series. We have 2 new races that are joining that I'm really excited about. One of them is called the Race the Runway, not a 5K, but a 5.02K. And this Race the Runway is going to be a race at Bowman Field where people will have the opportunity to walk or run on the actual airstrip at Bowman Field. And the other new race is going to be the weekend of Bourbon and Beyond, when over 200,000 people are coming to the fairgrounds for a great music festival, for a great celebration of bourbon, music, and so much more. That Saturday morning, we're going to have a race through the fairgrounds, seeing it like you haven't seen it before, with great entertainment along the way. So those are 2 races. In addition to the Louisville Pure Cap 5K, there's the Norton 4-miler as well. And we want to thank everyone at Planet Fitness that has done a great job. They have contributed extensive amounts of equipment to our community centers, to some of our firehouses, our police stations, to the new Summit Wellness Center, and now supporting this so more people can get out. So again, if you go to mayorthon502.com, you can sign up. Part of Planet Fitness sponsorship is that everyone who signs up gets a complimentary Planet Fitness membership through the duration of all 4 races. So if it's either heavy rain outside or if it's way too hot to be outside, you'll have a place where you can train. And again, people of all ages, of all experience levels, whether you walk or run, this is a great opportunity to get engaged in a couple of new races, a couple existing ones, and I hope to see everyone later this summer and fall at the Planet Fitness Mayorthon. And again, you can sign up and learn more at mayorthon502.com. Thank you all so much for joining us. That concludes the formal part, and I'm happy to take any questions from members of the media. I went from right to left last time. We'll start with you, Joe.
Last week you were asked about a lawsuit the city's filed concerning Louisville Public Media and their efforts to get police records. Have you ever found out how that got filed without your knowledge, and who approved it?
I did. Yeah, yes, I immediately got on the phone the second that ended and started asking a lot of questions. That was authorized by someone in LMPD. Neither Chief Humphrey nor myself nor our counsel and mayor's office were aware of that approval. And we are actively reviewing that lawsuit right now to determine whether we continue with it. So we are actively reviewing that, and I expect to have an announcement about that and be happy to talk more in the future.
Approved it's still in LMPD, or are they gone?
One of the ones, I mean, it was, I would call it tacit approval. The county attorney's office moved forward. They were the ones that actually filed the appeal. Based on emails that I have seen, Chief Gwynn Villaroel was aware of it as well. But the county attorney believed that they had the approval of somebody else at LMPD as well.
Are you all changing procedures to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yes. That should not have happened, and we are changing procedures. We already have, not just with LMPD, but with respect to all of Metro government. When it comes to issues like that, we need to be aware of when litigation is commenced or appealed. And so, yes, we are changing our process.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the Supreme Court had the ground spouse decision that basically people experiencing homelessness can be arrested, fined for sleeping. The Safer Kentucky Act is also going into effect this month. I just want to know if the local government, if Louisville Metro has gone forward with how to implement this act. I understand you were consulting with legal experts and stakeholders. What is the plan moving forward?
Yeah, right now we plan to continue doing what we are doing and what we have been doing, and that is first, we are focused on services and shelter, on providing more services and shelter for individuals who are experiencing homelessness, who are in need. That's why we've made significant investments in the community care campus, why we continue to support other nonprofit organizations, programs like Goodwill's Another Way, and other organizations around the community that are providing services and shelter to people who are experiencing homelessness, people that also are dealing with mental illnesses or addiction, which are two often leading causes, if not both of them, as to why people are homeless. The other thing that we're focused on are safe and healthy streets. We believe that all of our streets in Louisville, everywhere, should be safe and healthy for everyone. And individuals who are living in camps, that is not a safe and healthy place to live. We have seen experiences just since I've been mayor of people who have been burnt, who have been stabbed, who have been injured, that are either living in encampments or that are living in vacant and abandoned properties. Those are not safe and healthy locations, and so we are working to help them get more safe shelter than they have. And at the same time, for other individuals that are seeking to walk on the street, that are going from the Ronald McDonald House to Norton Hospital so their kids can experience treatment, they should have a safe walk to their healthcare facility as well. And so we need to make sure that our streets are safe. And if individuals are in need, if individuals are experiencing or exhibiting disorderly behavior, we will enforce the laws.
Just to follow up, with the Safer Kentucky Act, it also says that there will be legal consequences, and the local government will also be sued for not implementing these laws to the book. And I'm just wondering what the plan is going forward, because I understand you've been consulting with legal experts, and you will have to follow this law to the T. And there has been SCOTUS basically legitimizing criminalization of homelessness. How's that going to go forward?
Again, if people are exhibiting disorderly behavior, if they are breaking the law, regardless of how their housing status, if somebody is committing an assault, if they're stealing something, if they are destroying property, if they are defecating on sidewalks, if they are committing crimes, we will hold them accountable. That is what we are focused on. We have a joint group throughout Louisville Metro government that is part LMPD, but it's also our Resilience and Community Services team led by John Pilbeam, our Homeless Services Division that does an incredible job doing outreach to people who are homeless, but also other people who are in need that might not be homeless, but might be exhibiting disorderly conduct that we need to address. We also need to address there are some people who are just regulars in our judicial system who commit a crime, may be arrested for committing that crime, get released, and the same thing happens over and over again. We need to stop that cycle that is contributing to challenges on our streets, and that's something that we're working with the Commonwealth Attorney and County Attorney on. That's something that we're working with Louisville Metro Department of Corrections and the judicial branch as well. It's a comprehensive approach to ensure safe and healthy streets and to get people the support and services they need.
For sleeping outside?
To my knowledge, we have not arrested anyone for sleeping outside.
Two different topics. One has to do with the downtown skyscraper that I believe has been repossessed. The claim is that the owners had defaulted on that major loan, multi-million dollars. Is there a plan forward for that building? And do you have any comments on the repossession possible?
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenging time for certain office owners in downtown Louisville, in central business districts around the entire city. So that's something that you don't want to see, but what it does mean is that it resets the opportunity. Just as you saw at a similar building, the old Brown and Williamson Tower on the other side of 4th Street Live, that building had challenges. It had a new owner, bought it at a very relatively low cost for that property, and now they've invested a significant amount of money in that. Tenants are coming back to that building, and it is an improved building than it was before the previous owner had challenges. So it's not something that you want to see happen in your downtown, but it does provide a new owner with a new opportunity to reinvigorate it. It's similar to what we're working with Humana on right now. Humana has consolidated their workforce into the Waterside building. They are investing in that area heavily. Humana is an incredible corporate tenant. They're going to remain an incredible corporate partner in Louisville and in downtown Louisville, and that commitment is strong and it's clear. But the tower, at the end of next year, will not be occupied. We're working closely with them to identify a new path forward for that building. That has to be, it's a great location. That has to be a hub of activity for downtown Louisville, for the entire city and state. So we're working on when these challenges do occur, what opportunities can we create from them?
First, on how you'd like to see, what we'd like to see the building.
Well, the building that you're referring to at the south end of 4th Street Live, I mean, that was built as sort of a traditional office building. The way that it's configured with the central core, with the distance between the elevator core and the windows, makes it challenging to do things other than office. People are getting more and more creative with residential or hospitality uses. I don't have a specific proposal on that site yet, but we've got to keep all options open to continue to revitalize downtown Louisville. I mean, there's so much going on in downtown Louisville. If you just take the last 10 days, for example, I know people like to focus on some of the challenges like this, and there certainly are challenges, don't get me wrong. But there are great things happening in downtown Louisville. Just 2 weekends ago, there was an inaugural pickleball tournament where hundreds and hundreds of people were in downtown Louisville on what might have otherwise been a quiet Sunday for a great pickleball event where people could play right on the streets. This past weekend, down at the Waterfront Park, thousands and thousands of people from all over the city, from all walks of life, were having a great celebration. Kids were playing in foam. There were food truck lines longer than I've ever seen before. Great local entertainment, people enjoying themselves. There are festivals happening. There are conventions happening. People are coming in for bourbon tourism. There are great things happening in downtown Louisville every day, and we're going to continue to invest in its continued revitalization.
Thank you.